Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm glad you guys can join me today. And today is day 2 of my Inspired by Pinterest card series. Now for today's card, let me bring up the pin for you guys. This is the picture I pinned on my Pinterest board, which is a wall hanging made from some reclaimed wood. I don't know if you can see that. They just added some hinges here, a lock there. They kind of gave it like a chalky finish to the background. Then what I love is that they went in and painted this beautiful little scene right here of two lovebirds here sitting on a branch together. And I thought that this would make a great masculine card for Valentine's Day for my husband. So I was looking around my stash to see what I could find that would work. And I came across my Heidi Swapp wood grain background stamp. Now this stamp is a 5.5 by 5.5 inch stamp, so it's perfect for making a background on your A2 size cards because it's pretty big. So I know I wanted to start off with this, and then I found in my stash this sheet of Holtz Ideaology grunge paper. So I don't know if you can see from the picture that the wood that they use, since it's reclaimed wood, it has sort of like a there we are. Has sort of like a grayish tint to it. Oh, sorry. Do want to include the look of the wood background, and I was thinking, since it's for my husband, and masculine cards are probably one of the hardest cards that we card makers find to make, because we always want to add bling and flowers, and it just doesn't work for manly cards. So I figured I would use my distress paint in peeled paint and my distress paint in weathered wood. Oh, let's try to get that to focus. Okay, there we are. And kind of do that smooshing technique that I've been seeing a lot of crafters doing on their channels. And I was thinking of adding the color to my craft mat, just spritzing it with a little bit of water, smooshing my grunge board into it to see what kind of cool colors and effects I can get. Then dry it off with my heat tool, stamp my Heidi Swapp wood grain background stamp on there, and do my little birdie design, and then add it to a card base, which I have here. Have that already cut, and I want to keep it pretty much simple. So with that said, let's get started, and I will make sure to leave links to my Pinterest board in the description box below so you guys can check out what I've been pinning lately. And let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is start adding our distress paints. So I'm just going to add my peel paint, because we are going to add water to it, so you'll find that the paint will spread out a little more. Add in a few spots here and there. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to go in with my peeled weathered wood, sorry. And this one is like super juicy. So I'm going to try to go lightly, dab it lightly on my craft mat. Maybe add a little bit here, a little bit there, and some there. Okay. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to spritz it with some water. Try to get that paint flowing. Okay, let me get my grunge board. I'm going to use the smooth side for this card, but if you have grunge board, you know that has a smooth side and it has sort of a textured side as well. I'm going to lay my grunge board on there and give it a little smoosh in the paint. Now I'm not looking for this to cover the entire background. Kind of want to have like a mix of color here and there. Maybe add a little more green there. Pick up a little more color there. And I think it's come out pretty cool looking. Okay. And that's what I got so far. It kind of has like a marble texture there. Okay, let me put this down real quick so I can wipe off my craft mat, and then I will get my heat tool and get that paint set. Okay. And make sure I get my heat tool nice and hot before I actually take it to the grunge paper. And there we have it, all nice and dry. I really like how that looks. Gives it sort of like an aged finish to our grunge paper. Let me make sure my craft mat is wiped off. Now it's time for me to use my wood grain stamp. And the ink I'm going to use for this is my StazOn ink, because it's permanent. So if I wanted to add more water over the top of my grunge paper, I could. And I don't have a stamp block that's big enough to fit this, so I'm just inking it up on the plastic. I'm going to leave it here and then take my grunge paper to the stamp. Now I'm going to lay my grunge paper on top. Okay. I want to put it right here. Now I'm going to get a sheet of paper to put over the top. That way I can press down on my stamp. On my grunge paper over the stamp without getting a whole bunch of ink on my fingers. Now you want to make sure you get good contact between the grunge paper and your stamp, which is what I'm doing here. And there we go. I really like how that looks. Now, per the image here that I pinned, we have our wood grain reclaimed wood background here. And now what I want to do is add my little lovebirds. I'm not sure if I want to add the branches as well, but I really like how that looks. So let's go and try to sketch out our design. Well, the design I want to go with. Black Copic. And I need my black pen here. Okay. So you can find me on Periscope, and I'll be doing live broadcast soon. Card making video. A little nervous. Certainly nothing compared to YouTube. Point of this card series is to show you that you can take any pins that you come across on Pinterest and create one-of-a-kind cards. The trick is to take elements from those pins and using what you have in your stash to come up with a unique card design. Okay, let's do this branch up here. So we have basically our design mapped out. I'm going to go in with my black Copic marker and just fill it in. This is a pretty simple card that you can replicate. You can do a different background and just make it your own. It needs a couple more here and there. There we go. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get these cut. Let me take a quick measurement really fast. So our piece is a 4.5 by 4.5 square. Now I know I want the I'm going to keep the lovebirds in the center. So I'm going to just cut it into thirds actually. Doesn't, as long as the pattern matches up, you definitely want to cut it where you're not cutting away some of the pattern. Okay, and that's how we're going to put it on our card base. But before I do that, I want to add a sentiment. Sorry, I was out of frame. I want to add a sentiment right here. Stays on ink, and before I do that, let me try to distress this a little bit. I have some sandpaper here. I'm going to kind of distress the edges a bit. I definitely don't want it to look so clean. You can even go over the top too as well. Okay. Let me clean off my craft mat real quick. Okay. Let's reassemble our pieces. Find a sentiment. It'll go nicely with our little lovebirds. Okay, I found this older Ariel stamp set that I purchased at a discount store. And this is their Sending Love. And I was thinking that My Love sentiment would look awesome on our wood planks. Then I can also stamp a few of those hearts, or maybe just one above the lovebirds. That would be cool too. I'm going to use my Stays on ink again. Okay, let's move these pieces out of the way. I only paid $3 for that stamp set. Which I thought was a good deal. Okay, let's stamp that. Make sure to get a good impression. Press firmly. And we got it. See? I really like how it looks with the rest of the image. Okay, so we have our sentiment along the top. Now I'm going to stamp one of these small hearts from the stamp set. So I'm trying to see which one would be good over our lovebirds. Let's see, this right here. Just put it over the top. Might be a little too big. I'll try to find a smaller one. Okay, that one works. Alright, so let's get that stamped really quick. I'll move these other pieces out of the way. I'm using my Stays On ink again. I'll try to get it right above their heads. And there we go. Okay. Get all this stuff put away really quickly before we move on to assembling our card. It's just about done. I mean, how simple is this card design? Super simple, super simple. Now, since my grunge paper warped a little bit with the after I added water and did the smooshing technique, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape to the back. It's going to give it a little dimension. It's going to make sure that it stays pretty flat on the card base. Get foam tape on the back of all of these pieces really quick. Okay. Let's make sure we have all our pieces before we begin. Let's take the backing tape off, the foam tape. Make sure I have my card base facing the correct way. I do want to leave a little bit of space in between each of the wood planks that we created. Okay, let's add on our last piece. Make sure we have it facing the right way. And that'll do it for this card, guys. This is how you can create a quick and simple masculine card for Valentine's Day. And that'll do it for this card, guys. And this is how you can take a pin from your board. This time I used this wall decor wall and created a quick and simple Valentine's Day card for my husband. Just using a few stamps, some smooshing, and a little distressing here and there. And I have a card ready for my husband for Valentine's Day. And I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And I will make sure to leave links down in the description box to my Pinterest board, as well as to the website where you can find the pin that inspired this card today. And make sure to check the description box for links to the products that were used in today's video. And I want to thank you guys again. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.